Hi there, sign of Taurus. This is Kim here to do your next 3-day messages. So these messages are meant to find you for your next 3 days. I just repeated that. From your spirit guides, from your angels, things that you need to know. So let's see. Let's get some Palo Santo. Clear out the energy. Oh, some steaming hot coffee. All right. So let's start off with some oracle messages first, and let's see. We'll go from there. Okay, messages for Taurus. Kim Krans Wild Unknown archetype deck, and then her alchemy deck is there. So what do you have for Taurus, please? The Pilgrim, which is kind of like, oh, the adventure. I'm going to take the unseen here too. Okay, and the Judge. So I think there is a big decision that you're going to have to make soon about an unseen adventure coming. We have the Eye in both of those too. You notice that? So the Pilgrim is going somewhere. Really, where the Pilgrim is going is unseen. It's an adventure to them. They're kind of like the pioneer. So with the unseen, I also get that your spirit guides and your angels are guiding you, assisting you, kind of like leading you on some kind of new adventure. Maybe out of chaos. Maybe out of chaos. And there's something here about you recognizing your own strength with the Iron, or being very magnetic at this time, like attracting things to you. And of course, you're very strong if that card comes out. But the Chaos card is when nothing's really making sense. Maybe that's why there's this unseen adventure. I think we're going to have to get more for me to figure out exactly where you're going, where you're headed, because it's out of chaos. Okay, it's from, I think chaos is this main issue here, is that we don't really know what's going on. All that we know is that things don't make sense, or they seem like they're out of order in some way. Where is Taurus headed? Oh, that's interesting. And it completely flipped. Good. Okay, I like that card flipped because it's a Nine of Swords. And I like it in the reverse. The reverse means that instead of focusing on anything negative or anything that could be tripping us up, all of the what ifs and things like that, this is when we're focused on a solution. And it does seem like changes in the air with this Eight of Wands, getting good news, something that moves you forward fast. And the Eight of Wands can mean good news that includes travel or fast forward motion, a swift rise. So you figured out some sort of solution, and of course it probably has something to do with how your thinking is. Eight of Wands wanting to come out, and the Emperor here. So Eight of Wands is just kind of confirming here, yes, this is what's happening, Taurus, is you're going to get some really good news. The reason I say changes in the air is because it's on the card. It's written on the card. It's Todd Alcott's Sci-Fi Tarot, and there is change in the air. You're about to assert yourself, a power like unto a god. Maybe it's when you recognize your own godlike ability, your godlike power. All right, so changes in the air. Why the chaos, Spirit? Why the chaos? It just makes me feel like saying, like, where are you going with the pilgrim? You know, where are you going? Do you know? Maybe all you know is that something up ahead, it has an adventure to it. Chaos. The Ten of Swords. That makes sense. Okay. And the Seven of Wands on the bottom. Well, that makes sense, okay? Because, look, that, it says he goes forward looking for a better life on the card. The Ten of Swords can be a number of things in our life that come to completion and ending. Ultimately, though, the swords are about our thoughts, right? And usually this card can stand for thoughts of betrayal that has happened to us, that maybe has happened little by little, but it amounts to a lot. It's like death by 1,000 paper cuts, you know, or whatever that saying is. It's over and over, it's repeated, and so there may have been some kind of chaos here as you're going through something really ending for you, ending out. But we have to remember that these are completions, and also remember that it is talking about a buildup, meaning that this stuff is basically ready to be put in the past. It's ready to be laid to rest. So I think the chaos is talking about how the worst is going to be behind you. So there's something else to expect here. There's something else to look forward to. Tell me about the pilgrim, the pioneer energy, please. The Nine of Wands. This is your stamina, your fortitude. It is your ability to be exhausted but just keep on going. Wow. It's like being hell-bent on having a new beginning, a new adventure for yourself, and nothing's going to stop it. Like, no amount of fatigue is going to stop you from getting on this journey. The full energy here means that unseen, we're stepping into an unknown. All we know is that this is the journey. I think it leads you to getting some beautiful gifts in life, having some successes here with the Six of Pentacles. It could be financial success, like you giving and receiving gifts, or expect to get something. This whole journey could be the big gift to you from Spirit. So you're stronger than ever, especially with that Nine of Wands. Tell me about this good news. Is this good news unseen? Good news has to do with a particular partnership. It says a meeting with a stranger that is going to be significant. A handshake. So there's somebody that you're going to be meeting that has something to do with this news. This is somebody that you don't know. What else for Taurus? This situation that feels like chaotic, or it feels like you're having to come up with a solution to a problem that you previously thought was like hopeless or didn't feel like there was much of a solution to. They're really wanting to remind you that this is only a temporary situation. Only a temporary situation. Things are changing. What else? You will be shown the way. The Candle. So something's going to come here. Like I said, this unseen force, I feel like is going to guide you. I feel like that's your spirit guides, your angels that are going to guide you. You will be shown the way. Let's do just a few more from this 108 deck. Fast. Yeah. So something is going to happen pretty fast. Like that, the Eight of Wands, swiftness. You know, I think of swiftness when I think of fast. I think of a quick rise. If you're feeling the tension of being pulled back or anxiety or strain, like the slingshot card represents, and the number 5, just be ready, because this is a force that it's creating. And when it's let go, or when you are set into motion, it's like ready, aim, fire. It's going to happen very fast. So, like, that can really be applied to anything, that any kind of good news that comes in here is going to really, like, slingshot you into the direction that you're wanting to go in, out of chaos, out of this chaotic energy. Oh, wow. Yes. And I love the arms wide open, because the Phoenix has these wings wide open too. So, oh, that's interesting. Have you seen that video on YouTube with the bird that, like, it looked like that? It was on the top of a telephone pole, and they removed it. It's like they had to remove the nest because it was on top of some kind of charger thing or battery, whatever that is, a power line thing. It was on part of an important part. It would have been dangerous to keep it there. And it did this thing after they moved its nest where it just got on top of the pole, and it stood in that position like for a very long time, and it really freaked people out, so they took video of it. Anyway, that just came to my mind. It has actually nothing to do, maybe it has something to do with what's going on. Maybe something was wiped out from underneath you, your security, maybe, and from this you rise from the ashes. You know, the phoenix is a beautiful mythical bird that every 500 years or so decides, it just trusts in this process where it loads up its nest with cloves, sets fire to itself, and knows that it's going to be birth again, rebirth. It will rise from the ashes of its old former self. It does it itself, though, is the point of the whole, I see as the point of the whole myth, is that the bird is the one that initiates this whole like ritual of everything must come down, because I know I will rise, because I know, you know that when you come out of this situation, you're going to be a totally new person. And yeah, it says transformation, eternal soul, renew, resurrection, rebirth, destroy, rising from the ashes, emerge, a new era, alchemy, transmutation, ascension. The end is just the beginning. So whatever this person's doing in this 10 of Swords, looks like they're being set on fire, right? Because there's an ending here, but they're reminding you that this ending is just the beginning for your new phase, for your Phoenix era, right? And so the answer is yes here from the universe. They want you to open your arms up, be ready to receive, because something is on track, is on time to happen. And I think it has to do with this journey, all because you're this 9 of Wands, the spiritual warrior here who has endured a lot, has been attacked a lot, perhaps, and you still stand. You still keep going. Okay, so also, just a really quick note, I want to say that if you've had problems with insomnia or sleeping, that might be being resolved at this time, just because there's some kind of big ending here and new beginning coming. Something about that, something about your sleep pattern being restored, brought back to a good, healthy pattern for you. I have 21, and I have 7. So I have multiples of 7 here. 7 says it's time, 77 says it's time to move on from old patterns, habits, and fears. Now is the time to walk in the direction of your biggest desire and ambition. Now is the time to be bold and brave. I am brave. And you have 999, by the way. So 999, you have multiples of 7 here that are standing out to me. And you also have 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 21 says you are highly creative with a strong will to succeed. Your imagination is highly charged, and it reveals in itself everything you do, from your sparkling conversations to your most prized projects. They're wanting you to know that at this time you're very inspiring to others. So I'm going to read to you to close out the reading. I'm actually going to use a white light oracle. Very lucky one to get. 33 Yeshi Sogol 333. All right. Let me look this up for you real quick. Number 33. It's master number 33. Okay, Taurus, this is what it says. White Light Oracle, Alana Fairchild. You shall overcome all obstacles. Success is imminent, so stay connected to your path no matter what, and continue to apply yourself. Allow your spiritual path to support you in all areas of your life. Live by your spiritual beliefs. Seek out the support of your spiritual brothers and sisters for help when needed, but also trust that you are intimately and directly connected to the powerful divine light within. There can be a dramatic healing breakthrough when you rely upon your spiritual connection. So they are wanting you to really rely on the unseen. Okay, Taurus, sending you much love. Bye.